but yeah, I've always known, kind of kept sight of what the right thing was, and tried not to let myself go too far off the edge. But how did you get dropped in this brand new environment with all this other adversity going on, and somehow have all these opportunities come out of it?
I was blessed that I was dragged to church, whether I wanted to go or not. And so, I have a fairly good moral compass. I was not a good kid, but it never went too far to where I lost control. I got pretty close a couple times, but it's just one of those things, always, if you're at a club or a party or something, you're never like 100% having a great time, right? You always know that it's probably not the place you should be,
right,
for the rest of your life. There's just always this part inside of you, your moral compass, just saying that you deserve more,
yep,
you owe yourself more. And, I never let go of that part of me. And so even when, bad things happen, I just know that it's not fatal,
yeah,
right? And so you can be disappointed and be upset and still wake up in the morning and go and perform. I didn't perform well. I mean,
right,
I graduated by the skin of my teeth.
yep.
When I started that school, George Mason, it was kind of funny. I took this Algebra 3 trig class, because I like math, and took this class, and I was loading up my schedule, and they started getting into this imaginary number stuff. And I went down to the guidance counselor and said, "Do I need this class to graduate?" And she goes, "No." I said, "They lost me in imaginary
right,
numbers." So
yeah,
I said, "I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. What else can I do?"
Yeah.
She goes, "Well, you can be a guidance aide." I'm like, "Heck yeah."
Yeah.
So I took marketing, guidance aid, English, chemistry, or something like that, and history. That was it. I had like 5 classes, and they were block classes.
Right.
So I had work release. I worked at a Ford dealership, washing
Nice.
new cars, prepping new cars for delivery. So I had work release at noon. So I did like 2 classes a day for that year.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. And one period was guidance aid. So for not knowing anybody, I had a pretty good senior year of,
Right. Yeah.
just not having too much drama, too much pressure on me. Never made the honor roll, but that's all right.
Yeah, you
I
graduated.
got through. Yeah, I graduated the first time.
Yeah.
So.
I remember, I think something, I was not good at math. I think largely we got to like that stage, and I was like, oh, I don't imaginary, what am I learning? Like, how is this going to apply? And I just stopped. Like, I got so in my head at the time, I got so much other stuff going on. Why am I putting this in, like, anyway, so, and we're kind of similar again in that way, where like, I wasn't a great kid, but I did have a very strong moral compass. Like I knew what I should be doing and what was the right thing, and like didn't stray too far from that path. For the most part, I've done a lot of dumb things, to be very clear, but yeah, I've always known, kind of kept sight of what the right thing was, and tried not to let myself go too far off the edge. But